Good morning, America. This is Dr. Cherry from the Arizona, and I am the first cosmic cop teaching humanity how to respect God's cosmic design. Respect universal laws, and your life will be very productive. Ignore the laws, ignore the red light in the street, the stop sign in the street, and pay the ultimate price. All right, so today we are in this shocking window. Anything and everything involving earthquakes, sudden release of energy, anything involving tornado, volcano, Japan, Asia, cosmic news, UFOs. We are into this unusual, weird window. All right, so if you look at the news for today, sudden enough, you will see that my window does not lie. My cosmic wisdom is real to the point where it's important to take me seriously, my good friends. So if we look at the news today, Navy plane crashes into Alabama neighborhood, killing both crewmen. Now, all you got to do, my good friends, is to go 16 minutes, 7 seconds into my latest YouTube video. And again, the link is alive in the new newsletter. All you got to do is to click on that YouTube video and then go to 16 minutes and 7 seconds. The video was produced on the 21st. Today we are the 24th. So 3-4 days ago, I said, and you're going to hear me, be ready for shocking news, explosion, earthquakes, plane crashes. And here you go. Indeed, the rational, unevolved, critical souls will still be in denial to accept the reality of my UFOs predictive legacy that was induced by fifth kind type of UFO contact. Well, if you go back to last August, and again, you have the window, there I said, be ready for large quakes, and be ready for sudden release of energy and explosions. The next thing you know, we had both the Lebanese and the Baltimore explosion that killed a lot of people. And of course, you had 3 earthquakes, a 6.1, a 6.9, and a 6.6 that took place during that window. This means I'm expecting earthquakes. Of course, I'm expecting earthquakes. Now, you're going to go and click on Beating the Odds radio show. Okay. And then there with my good friend Jim Carroll, you will hear me because I give you again the exact timing where you should go, 6 minutes and 44 seconds. So with this in mind, you must understand why with so many unarguable, well-documented, dated on radio and television, on coast to coast, unarguable predictions. Over the years, you must realize why after so many attempts to reach James Randi, God bless his soul, he is gone, he is dead now, and challenge him on his $1 million challenge. Or pretty much like, Neil deGrasse, always emailing him or his supporters, all his friends. Hey, why don't I go with on his TV show? Why don't I go on Neil's TV show and show him that astrology is not a pseudoscience? Over the years, you would believe, especially knowing that I've been on radio and television all over the place, you would believe that Neil deGrasse heard me, or at least, especially when I go directly on his email and I go directly on his Twitter account, on his Facebook account, and putting the request to have me on this show. Would he budge? Of course not. Of course not. Because, like Randy, okay, like what he knows, there is no way in a million years that he's going to beat me in a world he knows nothing about. So he stays safe. So it's easy to bash astrology or to bash gifted people like me, okay, when I'm not there. Now, those guys, they have a lot of money, a lot of organization. They got so much support from the media. It's insane. Who am I? Who am I? The one that can make him look like a jerk on national TV by saying, okay, look, next week on that day, you're going to have above 6.0 earthquake. So you're going to have explosion or a hurricane or tsunami. You see, my good friends, why those guys do not invite Dr. Cherry? And you wonder why my YouTube channel is growing drastically? Because you find the real thing. I'm real. And I'm not saying this again. Yeah, I'm the best. Nobody else is good. Nuh-uh. All roads lead to Rome. That means there is a lot of guys out there, particularly my student, who can do what I do. And so can you. If you bypass skepticism, idiocy, indoctrination, or religious fears, it's not up to you. Simple as that. What else do we have? Mitch McConnell's bruised hands and lips, likely common skin condition, dermatologists say. Haha. Dr. Doris Day, a Manhattan-based dermatologist, said that the 78 years old Senate Majority Leader's black and blue bruises and bandaged hand are likely a common condition called senile purpura. Your skin just naturally becomes more fragile as you age. And she said, I think it's just a bruise, a solid, good bruise, she said. She think. Well, again, if you follow the writing of Hippocrates, which happens to be a great physician in the age of Pericles, who is considered to today, the most outstanding figure in the history of medicine. If you read what he says, maybe you want to understand why guys like Dr. Cherry can never face educated idiots like Neil deGrasse. Okay? He said, a physician without knowledge of astrology has no right to call himself a physician. You have the quote on your newsletter. I'm sure many of you already read that, but you need to pay attention. Pretty much like Tesla says, there is a core in the universe that has the answers for everything. I know it exists, but I didn't uncover it. Well, I did. Okay? Oh, you don't like that. If you don't like Dr. Cherry, but who cares? Because you cannot deny the undiluted truth when it's in your face, when it's dated, when it's on YouTube. All right, so while traditionally educated non-cosmic doctors, from all walks of life, do their best to save our lives, and thanks to the doctor who saved my life from cancer. This doesn't mean I don't like doctors and I don't like science, or I don't believe in science. What I don't like is those educated idiots who say that astrology is a pseudoscience and there is no values. That's what I don't like, not science. Okay, so they use their 5 logical, limited human sense, to make their diagnosis. But I know, and this is why I wrote a 500-page book called Beyond the Secrets, that anything remotely related to your health is generally produced by a blockage that is induced by the superconscious in time and space. Thus, my spiritual diagnosis is very different for Mitch McConnell. Okay, see those lips. The lips, what the lips represent. The lips represent talking, Mercury, communication, blah, 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 blah. So anything that comes out of this mouth, I'd say not even half of his heart is into it. But because he is stuck with the Republican and is such a notorious person, he has to say what he does not believe. It says something in his mind and his heart, and his integrity says something completely different. So at the subconscious level, he says, well, I wish I couldn't say that. So what can I do to hide this misinformation, this drunkenness of lies and deception promoted and stimulated by the president in terms of coronavirus or the mask? how can he actually agree with himself? So there is a conflict at the subconscious level. And the subconscious heard him say, huh. So you don't want to say that. And you're trying to hide the truth, right? But I'm going to make sure that the real people can see the truth. And this is what we're doing here. Now, if we keep this up, you won't be able to talk. This is just a little warning of the subconscious, not agreeing with whatever he's saying to the general public. You know, once upon a time, I had this lady who came to me. She says, hey, Dr. Cherry, I don't understand what happened to me. I couldn't eat. My jaws, they couldn't work. I got stuck. I couldn't move. And I was feeding myself for a month, 2 or 3 months, sucking on a straw. Could you tell me what happened to me by hypnotizing me? I look at her chart and I realized, of course, that she had a very strong tail of the dragon in the subconscious. This means a direct connection with the superconscious manipulated by the reptilians. And I knew exactly what she was doing. And I asked her a few questions. And then I said to her, were you trying to lose weight? She goes, yes. Oh my gosh, how do you know? I mean, I was very overweight. I mean, I was really, really overweight. And I tried everything, it didn't work. So this is what she did. She bypassed the physical manifesto. She sent a subconscious message to God in time and space, okay, or the superconscious. And then the superconscious said, okay, I'm going to help you. I'm going to lock your jaws. Much like this 55-pound mother who was able to lift a car because a toddler ran under it. I'm telling you again, my good friends, you are so much more than a normal human being. You're more than bone, flesh, and nerves. You're a human being with a hell of a lot of power, but nobody's teaching you how to get into this power because, oh, it's against God to talk astrology, or the scientific community say, what? Astrology is pseudoscience. You don't want to go there. See what I'm saying? Because these people control the informations, because you have a degree, a doctorate, a PhD, does not mean you know better than a soul doctor like me. Can't make this stuff up, my good friends. I'm giving you as much example as I can to show you that any disease comes from a blockage that get birth at the depth of the superconscious in time and space. In terms of Schwarzenegger, he gave his first update on his heart surgery. God, thanks for that. He's okay. But, you know, he's a Leo, okay? Born in August. And he's got the tail of the dragon in Scorpio, one of the most powerful dragon you can get. So with the help of chemicals or not, I don't want to go there, okay? The drive or the fixity of purpose with such a powerful fixed dragon led him to turn his body into a monument of muscles. All right. But in order to do that, that ticker had to work overtime. And it's like a car. I mean, if you keep driving your car full speed and don't change the oil, or put the wrong oil, smoke pot, or you take whatever, not to feel the pain and build those muscles, well, your car is going to give up on you. You put too much work on a human body. A human body is not supposed to lift 3,000 tons of metal every day. It's not supposed to do that. So you overstress the body, you overstress the engine, the chassis, the tire of your car is going to give up. And knowing that Leo rules love and light and life, okay, it also rules the heart. Leo rules France and Italy. That's why we say French are romantic, okay? And that's why we are nations of lovers and artists. Leo, light, love, the draconis, fame. That's why Schwarzenegger, born in August, like Madonna, Michael Jackson, Clinton, Obama, Leos naturally build the stage very easily. Very different for people like me, born in February or in January in the middle of the winter, because there is no fruits in the trees in the middle of the winter, okay? Nothing grows. That means I have to work my butt off to make it to the top of the mountain. I'm sure many of you can relate to me. All right. So what else do we have? This a unique window. Okay. As you all know, I do not make any predictions whatsoever. I just know that nature and the news tend to come back, and they come back and produce different cosmic winds that produce different news. And this is why I wrote those quatrains. I practice Nostradamus 16th century divine astrology. Okay, that's no modern astrology, which start and finish on your horoscope newspaper, overloaded with mathematics. Astrology is an art, and you dwell with astrology with intuition, metaphor, signs, symbolism. Remember, Nostradamus 500 years ago did not have a watch or a computer, so it's normal for my astrology to be different. But at the same time, reviving Nostradamus' divine astrology makes me also using his quatrains. And I am no his quatrain, my quatrain. Okay, 2020 quatrain. I don't have to fear the Inquisition. I don't have to write nebulously. I don't have to worry about me ending up on the stake. Okay, so I write quatrains that are very obvious, and to reinforce all this obviousness, I make more obvious keywords. So I'm sure you understand me. So the first one we're going to discuss. Go back to October the 11th. On that day, we had the same type of window, which mentioned, of course, tornado. So click as you read, the Delta remnant brings severe weather tornado threat to Southeast as Georgia hits with flooding. You know the news. The keywords that I have for you here is tornado on the 11th. So the quatrain mentioned October 11th, and of course, tomorrow or today, because we are into that weird windows right now. Entrail upset speed above, volcano, red, fire, wind, water to dance, tornado, stars command shock science. Again, all the educated idiots wondering out there how I can find earthquakes prediction. I do my earthquakes prediction and being right regularly, which means it can be proven scientifically. Or one more reason for this educated idiot, Neil deGrasse, not to invite me on this show. Let me challenge it. Okay, there you go. Calm deception to strike. So be careful. Anything can happen to you now. This is the time of UFOs. Remember, extraterrestrial do not enter our dense physical world when they feel like. They are all cosmic conscious, the good and the bad one, the reptilians or the draconis, and they use those cosmic winds to enter this dense physical world. So they are very active right now. Time to take your camera, wear some gold, so you stay away from the reptilians, stay away from your car, don't wear a gun, okay? And then just go somewhere, okay? And hopefully you attract the good guys. So what does the news says? NASA, okay, one of the words that is offered to you in my keywords. NASA collected a sample from asteroid Bennu, but some is leaking into space. I don't know how many of you have read one of my newsletters and the video saying that we are for a lot of trouble for the next 60 days because Mercury is retrograde. Okay, remember Mercury, the planet of communication and transportation, and it was stupid, educated idiot NASA scientists sending missions right now, and you wonder why everything falls apart. And if you remember and you watched that video or read the newsletter, I also spent hours all day trying to reach them, begging them not to send the shuttle because they were going to kill 7 astronauts. Of course, they didn't hear me. They didn't want to hear me. They laughed at me. The result is I was right. 7 astronauts were blown up. Explosion, sudden release of energy. NASA, cosmic news. You see? Those idiots, they could save so much money and so much time if they started to work in relationship to the cosmic code. Oh no, but they know better. They know better than God designed. They are much more intelligent. Okay, that's why they waste trillions of dollars to go 200 miles above the Earth in the space station and get all these wealthy bastards trying to gather their very wealthy friends to go and look at planet Earth from the space station or the moon. My good friends, I repeat myself, this is so deceiving. You will never, ever in 1 trillion years witness NASA or the scientific community putting a man on Mars or Venus. But they need your money. They need to entertain you. okay? Like the Pope who canonized now the gypsy and the gay people. Oh, you're welcome, as long as you give me your money. The reptilian infestation, would it be on the religious or scientific matrix, is deplorable. And real good, right people, honest people like Dr. Cherry get no freaking help. That's why I work my butt off. It might be one day I get somebody who has a lot of money and says, well, I want to do something good for humanity. Dr. Turing, there is a fat check right here. So you can open your first astropsychology school and save humanity. Yeah. That's why I went to win the lottery. Not even for me. So I can help those kids who deserve so much better. Ice cream machine ain't working at roughly 10,000 different McDonald's restaurants across the US. Hello? Do you remember when I wrote a couple of weeks ago this newsletter, and when I said to you, be ready, every moving part we stop, your car, your tires gonna go berserk, your washer dryer, your telephone, you're gonna lose it, you're gonna break it, you're gonna be stopped by the cops, you're trying to get somewhere, all of a sudden you go a lot of traffic because it's construction, you didn't expect it, you're late. Wait a minute here. Did you read or watch Mercury retrograde? Maybe you didn't, because we are still into that Mercury retrograde motions, okay? But the click is alive, my friend. If you're too busy, now, perfect time. Click, educate yourself, raise your cosmic consciousness, and use the stars as God intended all these children to do. And not to send little robots on Mars. So one day you believe you're gonna go living on Mars. My friends, we only have this wonderful, gorgeous, incredible, priceless place. It's called Mother Earth. She's showing some serious sign of deterioration. Money should be spent on her, no freaking Mars missions. But those educated idiots have a extraordinarily big spiritual pride. Oh, we are the children of the children of the children of the children who, and scientists who build up the nukes. We are too intelligent to work, have normal work. So we want to build a little robot and waste your money by experiments that makes no sense. They got to entertain you. Stop wasting resources on NASA. Start to invest resources in the spiritual value of humanity. Now, I'm not entirely completely against NASA, because when I see these pictures of the Hubble telescope giving us a good look of our universe, it's absolutely marvelous, and I love it, and I respect all those scientists. These are the good scientists, or those who develop technology to fix your heart, your eyes, your ear, or your butt, whatever, okay? But, my good friends, do not endorse stupidities. Think for a second. Think the manipulation and the deception of those fantastically well-organized and wealthy corporations who control the information and literally mute Dr. Cherry. What else do we have? Smart sensors could track social distancing in the office. The word technology is used, high technology. Again, the dragon is making sure that we don't spit on each other's, okay, and catch this disease, because it's far from being a joke. It's real, and it's just the beginning. Fukushima water release could change human DNA, Greenpeace warn. There you go. We're talking about Japan, keywords, Japan, nukes. I mean, we're talking about a nuclear station here, okay? And of course, part of my prediction was to be very, very careful with water. The poisoning does not start or finish with COVID-19, my friend. The reptilians wants to poison the source of our life, which is food and water. Jesus, when would you understand me? I don't know. Not all of you, because God thinks I have a lot of supporters. A proposed visa rule threatened to expel about 12,000 doctors working in the US. I mean, if that is not shocking, I don't know. I mean, you're talking about doctors that are risking their life to save your grandpa, your grandma, your mom, your dad, or your brother, your sisters. What the hell's going on? Why would you get rid of people that have been in this country since forever? And these people that can save your life? What's wrong? What's wrong with this government that has literally shut down our relationship with the rest of the world? America, born with a Leo dragon's head, July 4, 1776, right in the second house of money, the most wealthy, powerful country in the world, set by God to rule the rest of the world like he did since forever. Here comes Mr. President Trump with his nasty tail in Sagittarius, literally killing our relationship with all foreigners. The best of the best of the best of the cream from foreign grounds are here because they've got balls like me. They came here with 50 bucks in their pocket with nothing, and they have so much to offer. Yet someone which is obviously racist, because not me saying that, is on a family member, his niece, and so many other people. It's obvious. It's obvious. That's why I wrote a quatrain about Hitler. You read it the day he got elected. I wrote everything of what was going to transpire in the United States all the way to today. And I didn't mean to tell you that Trump will not be re-elected. It's impossible. The stars do not endorse our president. Okay, his tail of the dragon in Sagittarius is right on his 7th house, which is a general public. That's like having a red cross. Only his infected base who fear foreigners, who fear the government, who have been indoctrinated either in religions, in science, or ridiculous conspiracy theory, who vibrate like Trump, who have a lot of fear of power and a lot of fear of the government. Okay, these are the people that endorse Mr. Trump because they have the same fears. A magnet will attract a piece of wood. This is all I'm trying to say. And you cannot judge me by giving you information that you won't get nowhere else. Okay? So President Trump will not be reelected unless, and it has been proven a few days ago, that the Russians do again what they did and what I saw and what I predicted in 2016. Use rational, critical thinking, my friend, because this is the very essence of what it means to be Americans. And I am French, and I feel more American today than I have never been feeling in my entire life when I see what's going on with this marvelous, beautiful country being muted, being put in a box because big walls that have translated by magical negative energy endorsed by the reptilians, by what you call now COVID-19, the secret enemies. But again, you have to be a little bit more spiritual to relate to Dr. Cherry. This is why only a very fraction of our big, huge, humongous society will be able to relate to Dr. Cherry. Those who are what I call the superhuman, born with an extraordinarily sensitive, intuitive, smart, advanced UCI, or unique celestial identity. That's where we're at, my good friends. What else do we have? Heavily armed man charged with possessing child pornography, researcher Joe Biden. You gotta be careful. People are so indoctrinated. They're so committed in their fears by the reptilians that they're going to buy as much weaponry as possible, because in their minds, whoa, this is not good. We are going to become socialists. We're going to become, I don't know what type of indoctrination all these people suffer, but they got machine gun with real bullets, and that means they can kill you. And you have these stupid idiots, infected, obviously mentally unstable kids. He's a kid who is 150% a Trump supporter. Now he wants to kill Joe Biden. This doesn't mean only Democrats or Republican would behave. For a Republican or a Democrat, it's simply a set of stars, okay? If your set of stars are earthy, rational, practical, leading into Capricorn, leading into any sign of the zodiac for that matter, you're going to be homey. You want to cook, you want to stay home, you want to stay with your religion, you don't want to move forward. You are a conservative. Now, if your UCI is loaded with air is change. You can control air. You can, if you put it in a bowl, it's going to be very unhappy. He's going to escape. Okay, so between the earth and water, which are elements of the conservative movement, and into the fire, okay, the fire and the air element, now you have two very opposite. And then you have elected a president, which is a Gemini, and Gemini is too. It splits. Gemini is all over the place. And I told you many times in my video, Trump will not be able to say a sentence without repeating himself. His tail of the dragon is in Sagittarius, which means he missed college. Okay, he paid people so that he could get his diploma, whatever education he got. He's not educated. He's a salesman. He's a con man. He's a Gemini. That's the key word for Gemini is the Lord of the Thieves. That's the negative Gemini. Then you have the good Gemini. And I have the moon in Gemini. And I have the head of the dragon in Gemini. The messengers of the gods. You're talking about George Norrie. You're talking about Art Bell. You're talking about all these talking heads on radio or television that are fluent and intelligent and smart. These are the ones who pass on the news. And Gemini rules radio, newspaper, magazine, because the president has the head in Gemini and he's a Gemini, is why people cannot stop talking about him 24/7. But the 99.9% of the people on radio, on television, including my good friend George Norrie, are not cosmic conscious. They do not understand the cosmic code. And again, this is why you're here. So patiently and surely you're raising your cosmic vibration and understand how God made his children and how it affects their destiny. Or our destiny. Because I told you many times before, when you elect a president, you have to suffer his fate. And knowing that Trump has Pluto, the planet of life and death and drama and power, okay, in his third house of communication, like Hitler, it's not surprising that he's able to adapt to the moronic mass. Why do I say the moronic mass? Because, oh my God, Dawson Kendrick, did Donald Trump just say 545 kids they can't find their parents for came over through cartels and coyotes? How the hell does a coyote bring a whole human across the border? Lord, stop talking. Whoa, that's a Democrat. But don't think there's only a Democrat that is a moron, okay? That tells you that people, the majority of people who are for or against Trump are not educated. They don't understand. They only have their emotions and their fear to lead them to make a decision that can literally destroy this country and create a hell like you don't want to see. Something that hopefully we'll be able to avoid, knowing that the worst of the dragon is coming. Good news now. Good news. A lot of you ask me, Dr. Chiri, when is that going to stop? Well, if Trump does not get reelected, his tail of the dragon in Sagittarius, okay, foreigners, foreign land constriction, okay, it's not going to be affecting we, the people, because we are under his jurisdiction. Remember, Trump is the father of the United States, the father of a big family, we the people, okay? Now, currently, the tail of the dragon is still in Sagittarius until January 2023. So this is when this nightmare will be over. January 2023. So we don't have as much long to go, but the worst is not yet done. Okay. I told you many months ago, July and January are going to be the worst of the worst of the worst of this epidemic. You watch. January is not here yet. I'm ahead of time, like always. Okay. So that's the good news. Ultimately, on January 2023, the dragon or the change of God will take place. And bye-bye COVID-19. Until then, you know what? Do your homework. You've been stopped in so many ways by the forces to analyze yourself, to evaluate your spiritual values, to realize a few things you could not do. Okay. It's like this Mercury retrograde forcing you into the past, meeting people you haven't seen for a while, making you more susceptible, more sensitive to my cosmic information. All right. So what else do we have? Russian scientists are secretively developing Novichok nerve agent. Talk about the reptilians stimulating the minds of our scientists to create new weaponry, not to weaponize the weather or create nukes. Now they are definitely realizing the damage a virus can do. And this is why I told you I'm very worried about Russia. The tail of the dragon is going to be right on in this country. Luckily for us, maybe Putin is going to die of a heart attack, as I saw that, okay? Or maybe there is something else. But I warned you a few days ago about Russia, and then when you have this type of news that comes in, it's shocking. It is definitely shocking. That's why it's important not to let those nasty infected people using cyber attack, using technology, and manipulating millions of freaking idiots on Facebook that do not even challenge anything that they read. They say, my gosh, you would have to pay me $1 billion trillion for me to be that stupid when I see those bullshit going on Facebook sent to you from China, from the Middle East, or freaking Russia. My gosh, America, what are you becoming in the name of stupidity, in the name of ignorance, in the name of fear, in the name of a president who have a negative set of stars like Hitler? And I point it all out to you the day before he got elected. And all you got to do is to click on his spinning head and read everything that I wrote, because I was well ahead when I wrote this quatrain about Hitler being reborn and got nowhere to stop the fire. What else do we have? Family of missing Seattle hiker urge authority to continue to search. And Trump, well, again, you know, people, I look at the date when this happened. This guy was under one of my negative cosmic biorhythm, negative SOS to the world, and under his own negative cosmic biorhythm. You don't just go anywhere anytime you like. You want to go when the wind pushes your sails, so you'll be safe and you're going to have a safe voyage. You don't go against the cosmic code rules, my friend. You need to educate yourself. That's why I'm so desperate. My work, my cosmic work, should be mandatory in every college and university, so all the kids would understand their relationship with the divine, instead of listening, millions of them listening and being in awe with Mr. Neil deGrasse, this idiot who has no cosmic consciousness, or all this ridiculous preacher out there that regurgitates the verses of the Bible every second, because the pinhead of all these people is perfect size for this type of junk. What else do we have? GZ launched his own cannabis line, talking about a reptilian universal infestation, my friend. This guy has more money than what you could do with, yet he wants more money. That's why the reptilians put this type of people in power. They give him a stage. He's got plenty of money, so why don't we make more money and infect people and put them more asleep? What's wrong with you? What is wrong with humanity? When I see things like that, I'm telling you, the reptilians will do all in their power to put this type of people in power, give them money, give them notoriety. My dog is barking. That's an omen. Pay attention. Pay attention. There are no accidents. Well, okay, it's barking because of the mailman. There's something else, Ben. Ladies barking. It's a message to you. Pay attention. What else do we have? You know what? Mercury is definitely retrograde. I still don't have any news about me going on coast to coast. Tom sent me an email. Hey, Louis, we want you to be on coast to coast. I know what you're going to be talking about. That was 2 weeks ago. I guess Mercury is retrograde. Remember, Mercury, communication, radio, talking. Why don't they want me there? Because they don't want me to say where Trump's not going to be reelected. They'll probably be there after the new year, but that's okay. You know, people can't handle the truth. That's why you are coming here, to hear the truth, to hear me. So, regardless of what I just said, okay, I'm sure, I am 150% sure that I'm going to get some thumb down by the reptilian infected moron who cannot get my spiritual message and just slave for the reptilians. And each time you see a thumb down, there is a hell of a lot of thought going to those idiots, making their lives even more miserable than what it already is. And they don't have much of a life. All they can do, instead of guiding, bringing you love and light, understanding, cosmic education, half of a fraction of a second, they put the thumb down. It's like they spitting on my Corvette or throwing, cigarettes, lighted cigarette butts on my leather seat. And how the hell can they attract the goodies, the American dream, love, happiness, joy, success, like we enjoy? Those people should read my book, Beyond the Secret, and watch my YouTube videos while they can. All right, my good friend, we come at the end of this shocking, unusual, eccentric video. Remember, I predict the airplane crash. There are definitely going to be some earthquake on the way and more shocking news. That's why you need to go back to that newsletter, read all the details. And as I put those shocking news and line them up until this window is over, you will realize again that Dr. Turi is working for you and Dr. Turi is trustworthy. Until then, my good friend, make it a beautiful life. Wear your mask, keep your distance, wash your hands. Okay? COVID-19 is not a joke. It's real and it's going to kill much more people. January. Bye-bye.